Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Amplified server, and in this episode today we're going to be building a blaze farm. Yes, that's the name of this episode. So no spoilers there, none of that old "oh, you won't guess what we're going to be believing today" nonsense, because I always give it away in the title, don't I? But yeah, we're going to be building a blaze farm. Before we get to that, I do just want to say that I'm excited to be back here in this area again. This is the Witherfall farm, or Skullstorm, if I can remember the actual name of it. And this is the farm designed by Snowcrash that we've built here, and it's given us all of the Wither Skulls that we had. And the reason I'm excited to be back is because I kind of want to continue with this project and really kind of wrap things up around here and get the rates to the farm up, build the tunnel around the front, obviously get the blaze farm on the side finished like I said I would do. And after the Wither fight, all of us came over here and we're just hanging out casually, having a look around and talking about this farm and talking about getting it to be the best it can, so that we can have, you know, ridiculous amounts of skulls and do more 64 Wither fights, maybe even 128 and all that kind of stuff, and just make it a thing here on Hermitcraft that Withers are, you know, an easy thing to fight. So as well as working on the blaze farm, I do want to be working in this area in general, and so we might stick around here for a few more episodes. And that was a fail. Let's try that again. I think you actually need to be a little bit higher up to jump onto it. There we go. So we're going to go and check out this blaze farm. We're going to be building a design by Mazuma Games. Hopefully I have said their name correctly. Mazuma. I do believe that's how it's said. And they posted this a few weeks ago. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that is the sort of blaze farm I would like to build, because I've been wrestling around with a few different ideas. And I was thinking about designing one of my own, but a lot of these ones involve tripwire and pistons. Okay, it's all the way up there, trying to figure out where exactly it is. And the one we're going to be building is a very, very simple design, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. So what height is that actually at? I have no real idea. I think it's like as high as the roof up there, so if we go across to this height, we can't really see it because it's higher up still, isn't it? What we're going to do is basically just find a point where we can walk across and then make a little path out to where the blaze spawner is, and then set up like a temporary base up here. So I've got all materials ready. Check it out, loads of different stuff in the inventory here. We need to make some chests. I've got a ender chest full of potions and other things as well, and I would guess that this thing was probably somewhere around here. Let's dig this block away. Oh, there's a couple here. Actually, I've got to be careful. I don't want to mess up the whole build here very much, because it's all basically, I can't remember how I put it all together. Let's remove that and stand on the edge here. Oh my god, it's even higher than where we are right now, isn't it? It's all the way up the top there. Well, there's some more windows we can look out of. I'll fix that up in a moment. Let's actually find where this thing is first of all. Okay, I've tidied up all of that mess we made a moment ago, and this height right here is the top of where the ladder goes to, and it's actually the perfect height. So if we walk all the way across here, we'll have a little walkway that leads over there to the blaze farm, or at least underneath it, because we're going to be constructing it around that cobblestone box. And then just over the back here, what we'll do is chuck down a chest with all of our valuables in, and an ender chest here. So we've got everything that we need to work with the farm right here. So let's dump all of this stuff in. And I've got a fire resistance potion as well, just in case we fall all the way down below. And of course there we've also got, let's keep the cobble on us, some ender pearls as well to get us out of trouble. So we're going to bridge right across the middle here, and we'll be directly under this thing. So what's cool about what we did before is that we encase the entire thing, and that's actually the first step of building this blaze farm, is that you want to encase it and build a cage around it. So that's made our lives a lot easier. I've got a feeling though the bottom platform is actually going to be a little bit lower than this, but I guess I can change this as we go along. So now that we're over here, I guess I need to figure out what the first step of building this is. But this is the way we're going to operate. We're going to be able to build here and then walk back over, and we've got all of our valuables on the inside just here. Another thing that I do want to mention is that my plan has always been to turn this into the blaze tower and have like a little tower that comes out of the lava and sort of encases this thing right here. And I don't plan on doing that all in one episode, but maybe in the next one. That's something we can do. Our biggest threat while we're out here is probably ghasts, and as I'm about to record, one would of course spawn in front of us and can do damage if it shoots at me through this window, destroys all of that glass. I'm never going to hit it from here, am I? Okay, enough with the ghast, that thing's dead. What we got to do first is build a box around this for the entire farm, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to start doing this, but I decided what we're going to do is just build the whole thing first, and then it makes building the rest of this a lot easier. So the bottom is 1 block lower than this. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here and move that down like so, and then we're going to have a ring of granite. We're going to have several rings like this. This is out by 1 block. That means we've got to go across by 2 and then go around the outside, and all of this is slightly terrifying, but I do know if I fall down below I'm going to be fine. We've got fire resistance. The one thing that is worrying is fall damage. If there's a block directly below the lava doesn't negate fall damage, it actually just reduces it a little bit. So if you fall through some lava, it will reduce the amount. Oh, we're actually on the wrong side here. We need to be outside, so I'm glad I double checked that. So yeah, we're basically building a ring of granite going around the shape of this box, and then we're going to just go up level by level, and we're going to go all the way above where the box is. So in the middle of that box is the blaze spawner, by the way, just in case that wasn't obvious. So I'm glad to say that we can get a good view of this from over here, as the front has some stairs in it, and what I'm doing here is pretty much building it like Mazuma built it, except changing out the materials for some that match the theme of this thing right here. So when we turn this into a tower, I'm probably going to build a lot of stuff around it, and what you're seeing right here, you know, isn't going to be the actual thing, so to speak. This is what you'll see on the inside, and yes, it probably needs illuminating so you can see the stairs, and yes, it's probably not the prettiest thing ever. It's not really what I'm going for, just something that matches the theme that we can build quickly. And we're almost done here, actually. We've got, like, I think 1 more level to go, or actually is it 2? Please don't tell me I built this incorrectly. Anyway, I'll double check it. So it was all built correctly, and this thing really doesn't look that pretty, but it's a farm. It's going to be great once it's done. The next thing that we're doing is going to be real tricky. I've actually brought with me, let's see, fire resistance potion, and we need some extra armor because we could potentially be fighting some blaze here. So let's just make sure we're standing in the middle. We've got 4 on either side of us, so that right there is the middle. Yep, and then what we've got to do is place some dispensers, but they need to be facing downwards, and they also sort of need to be at this height right here, which is going to be tricky to work with now that I think about it. Let's use some granite and mark this out. So it's going to be the next one across diagonally right there, but we also need to dig out the space as well. What we might be able to do is actually dig up from down below. So let's try that first of all. That would be considerably easier if we just stand in the corner here, dig directly up 1, 2, 3. Now blazes can spawn there, and we need to get rid of the half slab and then place the dispenser. Oh, and there's no... Oh, there's a blaze. There's no granite there. That's not what I expected. The dispenser is also in my inventory. What happened there? Did we instant mine it away? We do have haste working in... Oh, no, we don't. But I think... Yeah, I think we just mined it away by accident. So let's put that there, and then we need to place a dispenser facing downwards. And actually, this would be the better way of doing it. So I kind of pictured myself sort of shuffling down from above. Oh, we can't... Oh, hello. Get out of the way! Oi! Oh, you can go down there. There we go, excellent. So we need to stand on the edge there. Oh, he's trying to shoot me now. Turns out I got the height of this completely wrong. No, don't do that. You can hear the blazes in there. One of them is shooting at me. It's this one down here. But yes, I put these at the wrong height. They're supposed to be level with this. So just gotta do it again. And now we actually do have to shimmy down. So that's the only way you can really place them. Get out of it, you! Let's put that there and drop back down again. So now that the dispensers are in place, what we're going to do is put down some signs going all the way across at this level, and they're going to come all the way across as well. They will allow the blazes to just drop down through the signs onto the platform below, and then when we drop in lava from above, they're going to spread out on top of the signs, and they don't set the signs on fire, which is kind of amusing. So an interesting property of signs. I've always liked that in Minecraft. I hope they never ever change it because it's so useful. But yeah, that's what we're going to do next, and then we can just get rid of all the cobblestone, which might be a little bit problematic, and then leave the lava on while we're building the rest of it. And I made an assumption there that you know why we need lava to drop down into this area. It's because the light level needs to be so high to stop the blazes spawning that you need to drop the light like right into the middle of the farm, which is what lava can do and what lamps won't be able to. So that's why we're using lava to stop them spawning. So here's where things get iffy. All of the signs are in place, and now what I think we want to do is get the lava in. That there's a blaze in each one. Get the lava in, and then remove the cobblestone after. Thing is, the lava spreads. Oh my god, spreads out, doesn't it? When we put it in. This is awkward. Should have perhaps just filled those in. In fact, I still can do that. Let's do that. Okay, so the lava is going to spread out and it's going to go into these blocks on either side. So we want to remove those, but I think what I'm just going to do is remove the 3x3 area. And as we're doing this, of course, everything is going to start spawning like that, which makes this a pain. But it shouldn't take too long. And then once we've got the lava in place, removing the rest of it should be a little bit easier if we don't get set on fire by lava, that is. And I think that one there is going to be... Oh no, we can reach all of them. Okay, so now, before anything spawns, we want to put that in there, activate it quickly, and yes, it spreads out to the sides. And yes, I walked into the lava a little bit there. Okay, so that's the way we're going to do this, and then when I remove the rest of the cobblestone, nothing should spawn at all. Yeah, I do believe that's the way it's going to work. Alright, let's get all of this done. Here's a fun story for you. I very nearly dismantled that blaze spawner. As I was removing the cobblestone, I was just doing one strip after another. Completely forgot that there was a blaze spawner in the middle. So yeah, luckily we didn't destroy that. That would have been a real headache, of course. And so we're good to finish this off now. We are making progress. As you can see, some of the redstone has been put in place. At the moment, this just controls the dispensers at the top to turn the lava on and off. Let's go up there and see what it looks like, because this has brought something to my attention. There are lots of spawnable spaces in this farm, which is something we don't want. When we're AFK at the Wither Skull farm, places like this are going to have other mobs like pigmen spawning on them, and that's going to reduce the amount of Wither Skulls that spawn in the farm. So we want to reduce the amount of these spaces, which isn't so straightforward because we're working with redstone as well. So I need to rethink some parts of this farm and redesign them, which I'm probably going to do, you know, at a later time after I've actually finished building this thing. So if we go down the bottom here, you can see that redstone at the top is connected to some redstone torches. And down here there's a button to turn the farm on and off. We're not going to press that right now because the lava is keeping the blazes from spawning. So down here you can see we've got some glass, that's all good. And then on this back side behind the pistons we've actually got two solid blocks. At least that's the way that it's been built, here and here. Now these ones are going to have a redstone torch powering them to power the pistons. So pigmen will actually be able to spawn inside this farm, which I'm not sure is a good thing or not, but we can put glass at the back here for now. But I definitely need to redesign this part of the farm so that we power it differently and we don't have these full blocks right here, because yeah, like I said, pigmen and stuff will spawn in it. So when we're using this farm after we built it for the first time, we may actually get some pigmen spawning in there as well, although we're probably going to be AFKing right next to it, which means that they wouldn't. So yeah, lots to think about, and it looks like we've got to do a little bit of redesigning after we've built the farm. So we should probably crack on and finish building it first of all. Well, I do believe, as it stands, this farm is now complete. Yep, that's right, it's finished. And just looking down here, you can see that the blazes will be contained inside of this area. This is some more glass over here. Again, those spawnable spots inside the farm. They're going to be a bit of an annoyance. But anyway, let's test this thing out, because I think we're now ready to go. I want one of those on my hotbar, and we're going to patch up the wall here quickly as we leave as well. So we're going to turn off the lava, which we can do by going down to the bottom. And this platform has been built out of glass, which is kind of scary because you've got lava below you and there's not a lot of room to stand. And I realise that we're missing something. Anyway, let's press this button. That's going to get rid of the lava. We can look up and see that. Isn't it strange? The glitches are all underneath the source blocks. Fascinating stuff. The blazes should start spawning now. We're just going to head back up here, and I really need to start clearing up all of this mess that we've left behind. But since we're in the area, nothing is going to spawn on it. What I want is one of those, because we need to make a button. So let me show you the redstone that's been done, and then we can talk about how this farm works. So over the back here, it's kind of simple. I didn't really look at it for too long, so hopefully I can explain what's going on. Just over here where we have these two pistons, we've got a bit of a T flip-flop system, and when we first activate the crusher, this gets pushed down. So the entire redstone line gets powered. It simply transfers the signal up through the torches onto these pistons, which push the redstone blocks forward. Then over the back here, the other side of this block has a torch on it, so it's locking the items into that side of the hopper, and they'll travel forward into this side, and then I think they go back again or something along those lines, and it activates this for a second time, and that's basically the timer for the crusher. So the redstone blocks are going to do the crushing. If we go, I'm holding shift, if we go around to this side, Yes, this is good. You can see the blazes are making their way into the middle and landing on the trapdoors. So I think the redstone blocks, when they crush, they also like open and close the trapdoors for a moment, so the blazes fall down below, and then we can hit them in this small gap when they're done. So at the moment, none of the blazes can see us, and what they're going to do when they can't see a player is wander around. And I love this. I think this is a really great use of the AI here, because look, they fall down, they land, and then they're going to pathfind eventually, and they'll pathfind across this gap in the middle, and they'll fall down onto it, and they shouldn't be able to escape. Now this guy looks like he's desperately trying to jump out of there. We have a ghast very close to us. We need to take care of that immediately. Do not shoot. For the love of God. There we go. I'm happy that was a one shot right there. These things are probably really loud, aren't they? Let's go and turn down our hostile creatures. Down to 10% for now. And then we probably won't hear the next ghast that comes around. So, when they land down on this platform right here, they're outside of the range that limits the amount of blazes that can spawn up there. So what's really cool about this is, often or not, I've just realised I missed something as well. Often or not, what happens with these farms is you try and like shuffle them down to the bit where you crush them as quick as possible. And what the guy's done here is he's realised that once they're outside of that range, it doesn't really matter how long they're going to take to get there, because your rates are going to be very high because they're not interfering with it. And so it can just, you know, they can take their time getting to that bit, and it looks like they don't really take too long either as well. So I really like the design. Hopefully my explanation there made sense. What I've noticed though is that, let's pick up that redstone first, is that, hi, get out of it. Oh no, they're all going to see me. Oh no, I've goofed. I've goofed big time, and I might goof again because I'm taking a risk by jumping down there. One of the things that's important about this farm is that they don't see you, and now that they have seen me, I've got a feeling that they're going to behave odd. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I've got a feeling it won't work. Let's put it that way. So now they're going to track me and try and fire at me, and all of them are outside. In fact, they're fighting each other. We've built a blaze melee arena. Look, they're all attacking each other. That's actually amazing. I wonder if they drop blaze rods like that. That would be hilarious if they did, if we just made a farm where blazes kill each other. They are actually fighting one another. That is brilliant. I like it. Well, I guess now what we have to do is get these guys to despawn, because their aggression behaviour is similar to pigmen in some regards. I think a lot of people don't really know what's going on with it. I don't know. I'm not sure if anyone's dived into the code, but at some point they added aggression to blazes, and that's messed things up. And by the way, are my particle effects turned down? Because I can't see any around that thing. Let's have a look. Video settings. Performance, which I don't know what one it's in. Okay, particles were on minimal, so that thing is working. That makes a lot of sense. And they are still aggressive. So I think what I'm going to do is open up that door, kill them somehow. In fact, I'll probably turn off the farm for a moment, kill them. We'll reset this thing. I'll tidy up the mess that I've made, and then we can see the crusher in action. Ah, my heart is still pounding. I can barely believe that. The entire time I built this, I was going to say, you know, didn't fall in the lava once, and you know how I fell in the lava? I removed the block that I was standing on. Not sure how I did that. I guess as I was removing the blocks, I really wasn't concentrating exactly what I was doing, and yeah, I fell down into the lava. Alright, we are now ready for testing. We got a lot of blazes here. Let's grab that button, put it on this side over here. The cobblestone, by the way, is for AFKing when there's gas flying around the back here. Let's press the button. So the trapdoor's open, these drop down, and I guess no more can go in here because the redstone blocks are in the way. So that crushes them down to one hit, which means when we attack them, they won't be aggressive. And then the trapdoors go back up. So now we can punch, we get our XP, and we get some blaze rods as well. And if we use a looting sword on these guys... So I've finished doing the interiors here. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about connecting this to that side over there. I kind of pictured a bridge between the two, which is what I always wanted to do. And as I built this room, it kind of occurred to me we could also perhaps put a minecart elevator, or the sort, you know, where you right-click on the minecarts to travel up, and then you can drop down as well, and have that go all the way down through the bottom of the tower, and then underneath, down there underneath the lava, somewhere at the bottom, we can have it connect up to the main base, which I think will be much nicer than having a little bridge up at this height. So what we have right here is going to go. This is just temporary, and if we take a step back, it kind of looks alright actually from the side there, and I think it can encase a bit of the redstone if we were to drag it around the outside as well. Yeah, look, it's on the outside, so we could have it go the whole way around, which is quite possibly what I'm going to do. But anyway, let's get inside where it's nice and safe, and that's going to be it from me this episode. Hope you've enjoyed us building the blaze farm. It's going to provide us with tons and tons of blaze powder and be very useful and all that good stuff. And so in the coming episodes, we'll probably be doing some more stuff over here. Anyway, as I said, that's it from me. So as always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.